Yo, what's going on? How you guys doing? So today we have a Chevy Cruze, and we're gonna be doing 35 on the front and 20 on all the back. This is the hatchback version, so not really a super difficult back window by any means, but it does have the front and rear quarter windows, which I think they put on both versions anyways. So the front quarters are one of the most irritating additions to the Chevy Cruze, but the back ones also have a tighter dot matrix border for having a border. So that's not fun either. So we're going to be plotting those. Good Lord, how you guys doing? Sorry, it's gonna make me log into stuff. And then I cut my finger trying to fix my keg. So that's not fun either. Where's my windows? First. You are first. Congratulations. There we go. Now I can hear stuff. It's so weird. If I don't hear, like, it was overwhelming in the beginning when I could hear chat. Now if I can't hear you guys in a robot voice, it's weird. It's not the same. Hello. Good morning. We're going to get started here pretty soon. I actually have some work to do today. So I'm going to get this set up while you guys are joining. See, I'm trying to take a more relaxed approach to the start because it's just fun. Sit down, have a coffee, and then maybe we'll work on something. Maybe we'll work on something. Because there's just so many things. Can't really get a thumbnail until I have the car here. Then I don't even know what to even title it. I gotta go to class. This is class. This is a tint class. Do you have videos on how to start tinting? I don't have any type of guided course, really. I have a lot of videos on how to tint. The best thing I can tell you is just get some film, get some tools, and get started. There's kind of a lot to go through, but like start with some of the basics, like how to tint a door window. And I've got nice, helpful links for you in the descriptions. So if you're ever interested in like what tools that I use, you can go to any one of those. I'll even put them in chat for you. Nice hoodie. Oh yeah, thank you. I just got this last night. It just came in. This is the Geo Tint Wiz. Oh, it's on this side. Tint Wiz Geo Shield collab hoodie, which is very, very cool. Oh, look. Did it work? It did work. 4. And then that goes away. And then if we deactivate it and activate it, it should be much smoother. Magic. Isn't that fun? That's how all this works. I forget I can do that. Like, actually it's been helpful these past couple streams just sitting down and like relaxing for a minute. I should be getting my chair here pretty soon. I haven't really checked on it, but I imagine it's coming pretty soon. I have a chair right now, but I have to move everything so much lower. And I might just redo this whole thing. I don't know. What are we learning today? How to do jumping jacks? No exercise. No exercise. We're going to be messing with the plotter a little bit. So we're going to use it to cut out the front doors. No, not the doors, the quarters. We're going to cut out front quarters and back quarters, and probably the back window. But we're pretty much all set, ready to go here. So we're gonna, I guess we gotta, do you know that part of morning coffee, like you're up, but you're sitting, and you're just kind of like, good, I'm good right now. But then you have to work, and you're like, it's like after a lunch break, and you have to get back to it, and you're just like, do I have to? Yes, we have to. Exercise for bacon. That's all I think of when I hear exercise. It's good for you, though. Hello. Okay, cool. That's what they say. So how do we do the back window with the wiper? Well, first we gotta clean it, but how high does it go? Oh, it goes pretty high. That's annoying. That's actually not super easy. I thought this thing came down to here because you have this nice little shadow that makes this look much darker. So I didn't realize that it went all the way up to there. So there's one of two ways. We can either plot it or we can hand cut it. Let me get my window over here so I know what I'm looking at. Ding, ding. Wow. The easy way is to plotter it. The more annoying, tedious way is to hand cut it, which I have done plenty of times. Okay. So I finally got a wireless mouse, and you might be like, wow, everybody's got a wireless mouse. I've had a wired mouse on here for so long, and I have a hard time buying things when I have like a functional solution and I don't have a good enough reason to get a wireless mouse. It's really annoying. So it's like the wire has been a little annoyance for a while because it gets pinched in between the monitor and the tray, but I've just dealt with it. But that newer wireless mouse is just more responsive, and I can tell. It just works way better, and I'm like beating myself up now for not getting one sooner, and it's just it's just kind of silly. But I couldn't justify getting a crazy gamer RGB mouse for that space. You've been seeing a lot of ads. Yeah, because they're targeting you at that point. That's how those work. You start seeing them, you click on them, and then they go, oh, you like these. So then they show them to you more. And then eventually you buy it. That's one of the few that we actually don't talk about here. Yeah, I got a TV for the waiting area. I want to set that up, but I haven't yet. I intended to do it yesterday, but we got stuck watching videos, and then I had to leave. So it's sitting right there on the rug. It's a 65-inch TV, and we're going to be putting it right up there. So that's going to be kind of the easiest. I'm a little torn on how to even set it up, because ideally I'd like to put a TV by the couch. But the thing is, this space is so open, and I like that because most of the time people walk in and then you want space to walk around and like show the different films, show the heat box, and I like that it's very open. So I don't want to like stuff a TV somewhere and then you're kind of like cramming up and then somebody might be waiting there or whatever. Like I just like leaving it this way. So I wasn't sure where else to put a TV, but I'm pretty sure we're going to wall mount that one there. Plus, it was an open box that didn't come with legs, so I found that out too late. Figured it was junk when I saw the price, clicked on it once, I've never clicked on it. But if you like hover by it. I'm not super biased. They have good ads. They know how to market. I'd say better than a lot of companies. That was like one of the things early on, because they had marketing down. Come on, just sneak in there. Thank you. So I'm on the fence of scheduling just one car a day instead of two. Do I sacrifice income for mental happiness? Because I tell you, I've enjoyed streaming even more just from being able to sit down. Like, I get a car dropped off. Even if they're waiting, it's not that big of a deal. If I can just, like, finish up the car and, like, have an hour to just sit down on stream and then just focus on some other stuff, too, it's just been way easier. Because, like, for this past year, I've been trying to figure out how to even run the schedule, and then I've been mostly doing 2 cars in a day, which is not that stressful at all, but when you're throwing a stream into the mix, that's when it gets challenging. Between phone calls, checking people in and out, making sure they know their car is ready, everybody's there, and all our ducks are in a row, and then I gotta set up the stream, run the stream, drop off, then, like, yeah. What's this tape called? It's like the most unintentional Lowe's advertisement channel ever. It's their house wrap tape. It's funny. Oh, so I didn't realize I also had the stream on like low or like a higher latency so there could be closed captions. I turned that off for this stream, so things should be a little snappier. I've noticed there's been quite a delay in between what happens on stream and chat, so that should be a little faster now. We're almost out of this one. Is it gonna last? We'll find out. So I want to make a note here, because I was walking around the car. I want to make a note here of this seal right here. This, I don't know what happened, but it looks like a tinter went nuts on it. I don't think that's what happened, but like you get a hack here, and you get a hack here. This looks like some of the videos that we saw the other day. So I don't know what happened there, but it wasn't me. Also, we double cut on the passenger side anyways, so it's driver's door. It happened from a car wash? Really? A car wash did that? Dang, that's brutal. But you know that policy. You always got to cover your own ass one way or another. So the tape is an additional thing that I like to do. Even with rubber seals, so these ones are felt. it'll help everything just turn out cleaner on the sides. So you have like on these ones you have felt, and the felt likes to flake off. Most of the time you're fine if you have a nice careful install process, but like a house wrap tape, just it's like putting a brand new seal on it. It stays out of your way. It's plastic. It's clean. So I can roll up the windows, and then it's been a long time thing. I just haven't done it really until we've had extra time with the cars that we do here. I learned the tape trick from you. Oh, glad to hear it. It definitely wasn't mine. I don't know when I heard it, but for a long time, people were using, or like a lot of shops use painter's tape. I don't like painter's tape. Packing tape works in a pinch for sure. That's basically what this is. Sheathing tape, house wrap tape, it's a refined packing tape. It's a little thinner, it's got a better adhesive, and so it sticks really well. And the thing about painter's tape is it's thicker and it doesn't really withstand water very well. There was a post that tape tore up one of the panels. I did see a post where it was on like an older leather one. So some of the more exotic materials, older things, ones that are just kind of a little bit more sketchy, I guess. So like suede. Just be careful. Oh, I thought I fixed this. What the Oh, no. Hang on. Let me switch these. I don't know what's going on with this. It came here. I had to swap out. All my fittings are weird right now. So I had to swap out one of them with the plastic one, and the other quick disconnect only works on one side. So, but they are working. But yeah, with anything, be careful. We don't really have a perfect solution for this. So if you're going to stick stuff to the panels, it just comes with a little disclaimer of be careful. Plastic ones, soft touch ones, those ones are most of what I get, and those have been completely fine. But something that is already, like, you know, when you're taking a door panel apart and you get that old brittle plastic on a car that's 20 years old, you might run into similar things. You know, cars that are already pretty damaged from just existing over the years. Something could happen. So maybe be a little more careful and stuff like that. Some of those old ones you go to take apart and they'll just break into little pieces because they're so like weather worn. You know where I could get 3% film? What did chat say? Max Pro and Scorpion? Max Pro / Scorpion. Scorpions is called 0%. Max Pro, I guess, sells it as 3%, which I think is a little... It's a perfect comparison of, like, clickbait film. Is it 0%? No. No, it's not. It's 3%. But, like, the people that are shopping for it, it's like, do they really care? They want, like, something super dark. So if you say 0, it just grabs your attention. It's the... It's the difference between clickbait and not clickbait. Trick the door to stop the ding. And you just get used to it. You just tune it out after a while. I actually have a habit of not. It feels kind of flimsy. Scorpion/Max Pro. I have a habit of not flipping the latches because I like to forget that I ever did it, because I never really taught myself in the beginning to flip latches. And then also when you're working around lots of other people, you tend to do things that save the shop. So anytime you would latch it, there's other people walking around and they're just going to take a door, walk past you and shut it. Or at least that's sometimes what some of the careless shops would do. So you'd latch it and then they'd close it. Now here I don't have much of an excuse other than I didn't teach myself to tint that way. So what happens is I forget myself. And so I got to be careful. I'll go to shut it and then I'll forget. You know, stuff like streaming will distract me. Is Max Pro decent? I'd say it's decent. There's people that use them. There's people that like them. I wasn't the biggest fan of how green it was. Like, their branding is very green, and their film kind of follows that same green. With any of these, though, check them out for yourself. Feel free to, like, call. They're more than happy. Like, I know Max Pro has, like, hounded me about samples. So they're more than happy to send out samples. Check them out. See if you like them. See if you like their pricing, and see if it works for your business. And then another thing I'd suggest is ask for a broad opinion from the group. Lots of other people have used some of these films far more than I ever will. They know what they're currently like. They know if they trust them. See how long they've been using them. Anything like that. So check them out. Oh, were we going to do a plotter on this? I suppose we might do that. Glassade saved my ass Saturday tinting a D6 dozer. Wow, that's a big dozer too. I only know that from Gold Rush. Dang, glad to hear it. That's super cool. The outside pane of the glass is stupid soft. First time I've ever used it. Whoa, I wouldn't have known that. That's super cool. Just found out Tint Studio has been a YouTube game for a decade. Have we really been there for that? Oh my God, it's been a decade. Any takeaways / feelings on all that experience? Yeah, I should have been a React streamer a long time ago. I should have gone into different categories far before and ditched tinting altogether, but here we are. But I have fun with this, so we come back to it. You know those channels that like, there's so many more fun things that you could do. I mean, shoot, even my dash cam video did far better than most of my other videos. Just clowning around with stuff. The real value in YouTube is entertainment. If you want a successful channel, long-term teaching channels just don't generally do as well. Okay, 20% and 35. So where are those? Let's find those. 20 and 35. Good, they're right here. I always kind of assumed that we're doing 20 on the front, but we're doing 35 on the front. I have to remind myself. I'm so late to class. just put this on your phone, leave it in the background, and go to class. This is class. Can you show how to shrink door windows? Yeah, if you remind me, because I often forget. Suntex brand. Yes, go to class. You probably paid for that class. Go to that class. Get some learning. This video will be up after the fact. We learned some stuff from being a React streamer yesterday that I can talk about. Video is still fine, kind of. But it did get flagged, which actually doesn't upset me. So, real quick though, Suntex brand, they have a good brand. I'd kind of just go to Lumar though. Like, they're owned by the same company. They're both Eastman. I get more questions about Suntech though than Lumar, like any day of the week. Everybody asks about Suntech, and I don't know what it is about Suntech and why people ask me. But Lumar and Suntech, they're basically like sister companies owned by the overlord Eastman. And I hear very good things. Used to be a Lumar dealer years ago, back when they were through private dealers though, not corporate dealers. And ATC was probably one of the best shrinking films that I've ever used. So you'll do good with them. You'll do good with Suntech. But check their film out first. Just see the coloring, see if it fits your business, and see how they do. But I hear good things for sure. A lot of people are using XPEL now. Yes. Yes, because they have good branding. Okay, what happened here? Oh, did we lock it? I think we like half opened it and locked it. It's like, where does XPEL come from? Will this one open? It should. I just pretended like it was locked. It's not. All right, let's do this. There we go. I pushed down on the lock. That's why. XPEL is Gwari. So it comes out of India. And there's a lot of films that are made from the same manufacturer. So Global XPEL, Geo Solar FX, so a lot of window tinting is branding. There's only so many film manufacturers out there, and a lot of them are all using similar sources. They're not identical. None of them are going to be identical. It's like you order film from there, and I think one of the biggest things that they'll change is probably like the coloring of the film, where a lot of the materials are going to be really similar and the same, just slight variations. So like Global, they don't have like, so when people just say like, oh, this is Global Reeboks, it's like, well, that's not entirely accurate. There's thousands of SKUs. But what XPEL did really well was branding. And then they took pretty much a proven product and they put better branding on it. And a lot of people jumped on board with that. Like, why wouldn't you? But that being said, a film company's brand is not your brand. And they're really not going to do a ton to like, they're not going to make your business, basically. Some will have additional help. They might have programs in the background. They want you to succeed as a business, right? So they're going to want to help you out on some level. Because the more film you install, the more film they sell you. So that's an awesome handshake deal there. They want to see you win. They want to build their own business too. But that being said, from the customer standpoint, I think XPEL is stronger than a lot of them. But there's a lot of people that are not going to come to you because you have XPEL. They're just going to come to you because you're local and you have good reviews. And you could often switch films at a drop on a hat. Let's see. I've had a problem with their stipulations as far as what you can and can't do to your own shop. Yep, which is why I've never entertained them. Like, I just never wanted to. When I saw what they were doing to other smaller businesses, it was really off-putting. So, but what they're doing right now is definitely working, or else they wouldn't be doing it. My opinion on it, I don't think this is going to happen enough, though. So, if you're a small business and you start without them, and you try to get them, but like they're not available, like they have other dealers in the area, or for whatever reason, you can't pick them up. You're too small or whatever. You're gonna grow your business with another film just fine. But then when you get bigger, then they might be knocking on your door wanting you to sign up with them, and you've already established yourself without them, so you've basically proven that you don't need them. However, there are things that come with bigger companies, like sometimes your orders just might far exceed what they have on inventory, but I think that's one of the smaller things. Does Chicago Auto Pros use them now? Yeah, they do. They were a Lumar Formula One dealer, and they switched. I never asked why, but I know they were using, like, paint protection film is a big part of their business. Window tint is still part of their business, but I think it's small pickings compared to everything else. Like, they're going to do far more on paint protection film and vinyl wrapping and detailing, and window tinting's kind of like this, you know, they charge a lot for it, and they offer good products and they do a good job, but it's kind of just like, yeah, we're also going to be tinting the car. Kind of crazy how that all works. So here we are, all building tint businesses, when honestly, if you want to build like a really big business, you got to focus on other services besides just window tinting. I think you can do great on just window tinting, but adding some of those other services and having other people take care of those services will drastically change your business. So, for example, this is one reason I really like what happened with XPEL. They basically started with software and PPF, they grew a higher end brand that way, and then they added window tint. So some of the other really successful shops that I've seen put more focus on paint protection film and detailing, and then added window tinting kind of as like a secondary service. So they grew a higher end market, and then they just added window tint to it. It's not that you can't do just a higher end window tint service, but, you know, it's kind of the way it is. What? Yeah. Are ceramic tits long-lasting than other types? No. They're kind of marketed that way. And there's one less thing in them that can fail. So with... Okay, so fundamentally, dyed film is more susceptible to fading and color change. It's just part of what it is. Carbon is carbon. So it just, the color it is now is the color that it's going to stay. However, there's other things. There's like adhesive failure. The scratch coat could wear out. Like there's other parts of it that can go. And so one part of it is going to be more stable. But there's other points of failure too. Just because it's ceramic doesn't mean that it's going to last longer. But there is a good chance that it will just be better altogether. Well, I like it better altogether. That's for heat rejection, though. Heat rejection when it is super cold outside. Such a priority. Gonna add hydro dipping next summer. Oh, that's interesting. I think that's really cool. I was super impressed with hydro dipping. I looked into it a while ago. I don't think there was enough good info about it at the time. And then like anything I wanted to get into was kind of like just overlooked in the company I was with. Does Geo have a dealer locator? I'm not sure, but they should at this point. So a dealer is that's what the tint shop is. So a tint shop that's installing any particular film, those are referred to as dealers. You have distributors and then you have the dealers. Because we deal with all the situations. They do have it on their site? Okay, good. Just want to see if anybody in Iowa uses Geo. Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to check. And then we should take a look at it. Hopefully they keep up to date on that. Is there any good plotter for 2K? So I'm hearing things about the Workhorse 2. That's 2000. This is 1600. And I think it's a decent plotter. It's good enough. First, what I'd suggest is look around for a secondhand Graphtec. Ah, shit. You guys are getting to me too late. Okay. We're already through 2 of the doors. Almost 3. But anyways, as far as that machine goes, it's $1,600 and it's decent. It'll get the job done we'll cut out some quarter windows on it here soon enough, so we'll talk about it more then. Okay, so snap shrinking, again, we're already mostly through this window. So the thing about snap shrinking is you don't even see a lot of what's happening as you're doing it. So you're going to put a little gap here and a little gap here. You're just trying to get as much film on the window as you can. Spray your window, put the film on, little gap there, little gap at the bottom. So you guys got to remind me at the right time because I forget. And then we're going to squeegee it basically as far down as we can. So on the more curved ones, you're going to be a little bit more careful because those fingers are really jutting up. You're basically trying to get it to fit to the window. And then this is an example of what would pop up on the inside. So then you pick up the corner and you kind of just loosen it up from the bottom. And then all you're going to do is you're going to warm up near the bottom of the film and you're going to watch the film start to do this. On the long side, there's always a little bit more curve there. So you really only need to shrink towards the center and then out to this side a little bit more. You're just putting some heat and then you'll pull it back down and then you can check it. You can spray it, squeegee it back down, and you want the bottom to basically be flat against the glass. And then if you flick it up with the corner, like look, you got this nice even bow, and you can just... I don't really know where it got the name snap shrinking from, other than like it kind of snaps down to the window or it'll snap up. But that's basically it. You're just getting the film to form to the window. Look, I got a little guy. I locked this side down better. See, little finger here? So then we're just gonna... Then there you go. So if you shrunk it too much, it's going to be really difficult to get the film to lock down. But if you didn't shrink it enough, then you'll still see fingers at the bottom. So again, we're picking it up from the side that has the gaps on it. Long side, and then start more at the, I don't know, like half a foot in. Just kind of go down here, because again, there's more glass here, there's more curvature here. Make sure that's shrunk. And then, shoom. And that's pretty much done. So then we can check it. See, look at that. That's looking good. Do you high heat setting or low heat setting? So I use high heat setting all the time. The way that you control your heat is with distance. So these little Wagners, they get very hot. They'll heat up the film a lot. They'll burn it super quick. These are great for that. So you put your hand here, you're going to get burned. This is low. And the thing is, they still get really hot. They just don't blow a lot of air. So putting it on high kicks up that airflow a little bit more. And then you just, again, like I can't feel anything hardly from here. Like, I mean, it'll slowly get warmer, but like I can put my hand here. I can't put my hand here. So you might as well just turn it up all the way and then just control your heat with distance. So when you really need it, it's there. You're not just waiting for it to like slowly melt. Because it's more of like, those things are more like focused. So, Glass Aid. This was This was still all kind of wet here when we put it on. So Glass Aid totally failed at this part. So actually what I'm going to do is probably plotter cut the whole thing then at this point. Let's just do that. Let's just plotter cut the whole thing. Snap shrink the back window? No, not quite. There'll be like a little bit of that. We'll just do what we usually do. Because you're not going to snap shrink. You're not going to do that really with a back window. You'll kind of balloon it in certain areas and kind of snap it, but you're never going to really snap a full back window. So there's no point in just doing it. The way Matt says no. What was it, bad or something? Oh, okay. Very politely. Sorry, I'll be more aggressive next time. No, dumbass. Is that better? Stop. It was like a polite no, not gonna happen. Well, I try to be polite because I never know who's talking. And there's so many people that like have those questions. But part of me wants to just go, no, dumbass, just do it this way. But in the nicest way possible. How much to tint a 21 Honda Civic hatchback? $260. $260 for all the, oh wait, ceramic tint. Sorry, that's standard. Ceramic would be $450. All the sides in the back. It would be $650 with a windshield. We actually did one. We did a full 22 Civic. Non-hatch, though. And that one was no windshield? No, did we do? We added a windshield to it later. We did it without the windshield, and then we added a windshield later. He got 5, and then he came back for the windshield, and we were going to do 50. He wanted to do the whole thing darker, too. He was like, I want to get the whole thing 5. And I was like, well, if you're talking about the windshield, let's do the windshield in 35 and see how you like it. And he seemed pretty happy with that decision. Is this laminated? No, these are just really wide. Any precautions when doing a sunroof? You just try not to get rained on too much. So you cover up some of the seats and whatnot, but not really. I don't use them. I don't do them that often, though. So we're using the fan tips right now. And really seem to be doing the job. I like the wave that it creates. So like that's pretty nice. That's more direct. And then that, just real quick. Do the kegs have a filter? Yes, they do. Oh, that you have to change? No. You can get an inline one. But I think it's all plastic that you can wash out. I'm not certain on that part, but the There'll be like an inline filter right here too that you can just wash out. It's a 200 mesh filter. And you'll look at it every once in a while and it'll look all gummed up and stuff. So just wash it out. Keep going. Clean your tank out. I see people in the groups talk about sunroof shattering. Yeah, I have yet to ever see one. You get both sides. You get a couple people that are like, yeah, I had it happen once. And then you get somebody, like, this is all hearsay. I'd still do it regardless. But I would also, if you're really worried about it, just leave that disclaimer. Just be like, sunroofs are at your own risk. We've heard of them shattering. We've never had it happen. So if you want it done, we'd be happy to do it. We are not responsible for replacing it. Have a disclosure or something like that. So I wouldn't ever let something like that keep you from doing it entirely. Yeah, it's one of those things where there's so much hearsay that I don't think there's any really good, there's no really great concrete proof out there that anybody's seen that people can point to definitively and go like, yeah, this is a consistent problem that always seems to happen. There's people that do them and go, yeah, I don't know, I've never had that problem. So I'm in that camp of I've done them. I haven't seen that been a problem. Maybe it was when cheaper aftermarket ones were a problem, or maybe it's on some panoramic ones that just had some factory defects. I don't know. But you see where maybe, just leave a disclosure. Let them know something might happen, but it's not really likely to happen. But if something does happen, call your insurance company because we're more than happy to do a good tint job. We're not going to be responsible for your vehicle. I think that's fair. Any well-informed customer, I think, is going to be like, okay. Same thing with like Ford mirrors. Like sometimes you have to splice them because it's too many windshields have cracked trying to remove them. And then what I tell people is like, either I can not do this or I can do it with a splice. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Thanks for letting me know. They're not going to sit up there and argue with you. If they are, then do you want them as a customer anyways? So go. Let's tuck this guy in. So I think we'll do the doors first, and then we'll go over to the plotter and screw around with that machine and get all those quarter windows cut and the back glass. So we can do the back glass and the quarters all together in one go. That won't be a disaster. Yay! This is going nicely. What, visors? Visors I mean, we took the one off yesterday. If they're in channel without tape, then I'll remove them. But most of them now are WeatherTech, so they're a lot safer too. They used to shatter, depending on what they were. I would try and remove every visor, and every once in a while, like, they just get weather worn really fast, and they're cheap plastic, so you just like go to remove it, the pressure fit ones, and they just, because to put them in, you have to bend them like crazy sometimes to get them to slot in. But WeatherTechs are really well made. They're the most flexible ones that I've encountered, and I'm glad they took over the market that way. So then I don't have to worry about them as much. They also do all like the pressure fit ones. How does this look? Dang. Where'd you get your windows tinted? Looks good. What type of tip are you using? We're using a fan tip. Thank you for asking. So I was using the cone tip. I still have them. Sun Distributing came over and they swapped out the tips without my consent. They just did it. And they're like, there you go, you have 2 fan tips. And I was like, okay. But we've been talking about checking them out for a while, so that's the change right now. I still fully endorse the cone tip, wherever that may be right now. I don't know, it's somewhere buried in all this shit. They touched my tip. They did. I would have liked to leave one side the cone and one side fan, but I'll swap that out later. Actually, it'd be super easy to do. I just gotta find them. That's the hard part. I put something down somewhere. I put something down and I don't remember where I put it. So it all goes missing very quickly. What is this? Oh, Party City. This is for my son's birthday. Oh, here. This guy. So, yeah, that's the difference right there. You can get them at Sun Distributing. Just so you know. They have all the Tint Keg stuff. What PSI do you run on your tank? I have a fan tip as well, but I feel like if I sprayed as much as you did there, I have a big old mess. I have a, what, 80 PSI on it right now. And it just got filled too, so there's that. I'm getting all cluttered here. I need to declutter. I need to just take a step back. I need to clean up all this crap. You see what happens when I get a table here? I just put shit on it, and then I gotta get back to it. What mic? Oh, I thought somebody answered that. Yeah, I use Costco right now. I was looking on, I probably should have sprung on some for Black Friday, but I want to feel them. It's really annoying trying to order microfiber towels online unless you've touched a lot of them. And then I got hung up on bright green ones. So the Dry Me a River one from Rag Company are my favorite alternative towels. They're like, you can buy a 3-pack for like 20 bucks, or I think they're like $5 per towel at the Rag Company. They're really, really nice. They're a waffle weave, but they're kind of plushy. I hate like the thin glass towels. I don't understand those at all. Probably because you're only supposed to use them for like after it's already cleaned or something. But I like a plushy towel, not overly plushy, just decently absorbent. Seems to do the best because we need to soak up some water, and then we also use the same towel to typically dry it because we're lazy. I have them somewhere. I bought like 3 white ones. I really liked them. And then I hardly used them much after that because they were all nice and white, and then I didn't want to destroy them. We should probably do towels soon enough. I just bought new ones though. I bought a brand new pack of these, and we haven't washed them yet. We're just using them straight out of the pack. So lint isn't, believe it or not, lint isn't a big concern. I get mine from Glassparency, 59 cents a piece, not too plushy, not too thin. Interesting. Walmart rags. There's some really bad ones though. So like, I've gotten some from like Walmart and Meijer. And the thing is, it's like there's lots of cheap microfibers, but there's so many of them that just like smear water. They're not good. Let's see. Walmart rags. Can you tint my mobility scooter's front windscreen? Probably not. It's likely plexi, so you'd have to buy something that's already tinted. That goes for like motorcycles and stuff like that. It's just better to buy one, so if they don't make one, that sucks. I've heard some people using like a taillight tint, but it's just, it's unfortunately a little bit out of my realm. Be a lot of time and trial and error to see if we could figure out something. Costco glass cleaner. You know, that is something I have never tried. Maybe I should check it out. I like using Sprayway, but you know, if you just want to get a whole lot, that's one reason I like the rags too. If you want to get a whole lot of something that's decent, then Costco's pretty good for that. So rags fit in there really well. I bought butter there the other day, and I had to buy like 2, no, how much is it? God, it wasn't 2 pounds. It was like, so you know those butter square things, like they have 4 sticks in a pack? You have to buy like 4 of them together. Like, we just need a little bit of butter. Like, no, you have to buy Costco butter. And I'm like, like, cause, well, we were there, and it's like, well, we need to get some butter. Now we bought butter for like the next year. I was like, but it was like the same price as getting the sticks anyways, just the 4-pack. So I'm like, I guess this will just take up a lot of fridge space. We're out of class. Dang, that didn't even take very long. Look, I could only tint 1 window by the time you finished up with class. What's going on with that? I should have the whole car done. First world problems. Amen. The same thing with mayo. There's just these things at Costco that drive me crazy, right? It's like, well, we need this, we need that. So when you're at Costco, sometimes you want to treat it like a grocery store, but that's not what it is. So it's like, if you want to buy mayo for like the next 6 years, that you can buy like a gigantic thing of mayo. But what's ultra annoying is the sheer amount of fridge space. So it's like you're like torn. You almost need a fridge just for Costco stuff. We need that basement refrigerator that just stays out of the way, and we can use it for like long-term storage. But sometimes you have smaller packages because they're convenient. David's like chat vlogging. We just have like real time whatever's going on with him. He almost got run over, guys. Stop watching the stream, focus. I gotta watch the Tint videos, guys. I have Sam's Club membership, very same as Costco. I only have it so I can get cheaper gas. I can't go inside without spending more than $100. That's the beauty of Costco. Every time you walk in, you spend at least $100. Very few times. We're in the same boat. It's like Costco does, yeah, pretty much $100 every time you walk in there. We walked in Sam's Club. Sam's Club looks like it's more of a grocery store. But we have a Costco one, and we just walked in a Sam's Club. We felt like we had to sneak past the front, so we could like, ooh, what's this all about? We weren't impressed. Cheaper gas. I can't wait in those lines. Gas stations, for me, are convenience. I won't go to a gas station on the wrong side of the road. I value the time much more. The only times that we ever go to Costco gas stations is when they're not super busy and we happen to like have nothing to do after it. Then we'll sit in line for a little bit. Other than that, the gas station that I go to has to be on, so if you're at a stoplight, it's got to be on the direction that you're going on the other side of the road. So that way you can just turn in, get gas, turn back out, and keep going. You don't have to fight with traffic or anything. Those are my gas stations. Does anybody else feel the same way? Same thing with YouTube. That's why I pay for premium. I don't want to watch ads all day. They were just having a conversation. I don't want to be rude. You guys. These really are casual hangouts. The ads are terrible now. I agree. I can't believe how many people actually still use YouTube without paying for it. It's all over the place. That's what they are, though. They're the best ad serving platform on the internet. So that is their business. The only reason they have videos is so they can serve you ads. So they've gotten super obnoxious. But I'm telling you, if you pay for premium, not premium gas, YouTube premium, all of it goes away. Everything loads fast, and you have background play. It's 100% worth it, just for that. If you watch a lot of YouTube, I can't look at YouTube anymore without premium. I just look at it and I'm like, what? I did see a Tint Whiz ad, though, over one of my videos, and that was pretty awesome. But I wouldn't have known that was there. Bing, bing. $225. I think we're up to like $350 now. Okay, that ding ding is a little obnoxious. $1.80. At one point, we dipped. Yeah, we dipped down to like almost a. I think it was just under $1 some places, but that might have been. Oh God, I forgot when that was exactly. Might have been pre-pandemic. No, inflation's crazy right now. Everybody's raising prices. Because the thing is, charging the same this year that you're charging last year, like, the world is going up on prices. So it's really hard to stay with the same prices. You're kind of just getting left behind. Because we live on debt. Yeah, just everything's kind of out of whack right now. People aren't taking regular jobs anymore, or it's really hard to find anybody. Prices are hiking up. Shiz be crazy. How's the plotter treating you? Oh, it's a thing. We're going to be using it for the quarters here coming up. I didn't use it for any of the doors. I wasn't asking for gas money. Thank you, though. I'll take the gas money.
Daniel Rayner super chatted $9.99. Okay, I'll help you with some gas lol. Must have po.
Thank you, sir. Daniel Rayner with the 10. Thank you for the gas money. Much appreciated. Alright, we gotta go a little farther over to the right. Stop it.
David Weimer super chatted $5. We're giving Matt gas money. I'm down broke but down.
David! Somebody super chat David the $5 back. Jesus Christ, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. I'm still doing okay, thank you. But I appreciate the super chats, of course.
Daniel Rayner super chatted $4.99. I'll match it.
I'll match it. You already exceeded it from before.
JDM Freak super chatted $4.99. Gas.
Huh? Super chats are turned off. What? Oh, get out of here. There was like 4 of them. That's more important than the window. They shouldn't be. No, they should still be there. Were they not there? They should be here. This is great. If they're not, I guess we need somebody to check. That's not working. I don't know why. They should be working.
Doug Kynes super chatted $5. Full tank, A-OK hand.
Oh my god. There we go.
David
Thank you.
Weimer super chatted $2. Works for
Give
me.
me a second to finish up this window and stop the ding ding. You care about your gas tank. Oh, I should record. Oh, maybe I should record it. My Toyota is a scam. Okay, let me shut this door. All right. I guess to do that, we should do this first. We got a half tank. The ding stopped. What the? I didn't even close it, dude. That's not even fair. It knew we were done. Cannon. Cannon. There it is. Oh, this dumb window here. All right, so thank you so
David
much to
Weimer
all the
super
super
chatted
chats.
$2.
We gotta
Now
go
I
through
just
and
want
thank
to
some
hear
people.
emojis. Mind
Good
blown,
God. So
fire,
Daniel Reyna
potato,
with the
racing
10,
car.
David with the 5, and then Daniel Reyna, I'll match it. JDM Freak with the 5, thank you so much. Gas. Doug Canes with the 5, full tank. Thank you. David with another 2, works for me. Thank you. And then David with another 2. David, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now I just want to hear emojis. Once I hear the voice, do the emojis. 100 potatoes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so on the subject of gas, my Toyota is definitely a scam. So I bought a Sienna van. And the funny thing about the van is when you fill it up with gas, it takes about 13 to 14 gallons. And it says it's got 520-ish mile range. But then the longer, like as you're driving it, that stays pretty consistent. When you get towards the end, your mileage starts dropping so fast. Oh God, potatoes. All I hear in my ears is potato. Potato, 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 potato. Can we find the... Where's this? Where did it go? Where did my chat thing go? I just gave him DoorDash money? Dang, thank you. You can keep it. Like, good God. I appreciate you guys just hanging out. I really do. We have good fun here. You don't need to super chat, but I do appreciate the memes from it. Here. This is what it sounds
Potato,
like.
potato, 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 potato.
Potato, 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 potato. That's what it sounds like in my head when you guys do stuff like this.
Hello. I sold my car last Friday, a CTS.
That's all I hear. All right, let's finish up this. Where's my window? Potato inflation. Good God. This is what happens when I give you guys too much power. So the thing is, so with the van, it says 520-ish miles. And we're like, wow, we can drive anywhere forever. We never have to get gas ever again. And it's like 13 to 14 gallons every time we fill up. When you get down to like 150 miles, it starts dropping really fast. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, is like it literally shaves 150 miles off your entire estimate. So what was 520 miles is now like 380 miles, which is still good. But when they set you up for 500, it's very sad. Also, I am not happy with the remote start at all. I guess I've had too many American cars because most of those are straight up normal remote starts as far as I'm concerned. You want to start up the car anytime? Sure, go right ahead. On the Toyota, you have to make sure all the doors are closed and the whole thing's locked. Nobody touches it. And then as soon as you open up a door, the remote starter shuts off. So Michigan winter, oh, this is super fun. This is super fun. Let's take a baby, put him in the cold van as it's warming up, and then you open the door, it shuts off. So then you have to jump in the car and then start it. So what? I either leave the baby out in the cold. Oh, don't even get me started on the app. The app's garbage too. It constantly logs me out. It's not working with Face ID right now either. So every time I open this app now, I have to log in. But first, I have to open it up. It's got to tell me that people are having problems with Face ID right now. And then I have to close the app, actually close the app for it to load the login screen properly. So then I can actually log in. You have to type in your full email. You have to type in your full password after that. Then it'll log you in. And then you have to make sure that the van was locked. So if the van wasn't sitting there locked, then you have to lock it, wait a good minute, 30 seconds to a minute for the app to recognize that the car has been locked. So if I'm lucky and I remember it early enough, I will remote start the car just before we get back to the car. And then you open the door and it shuts off again. The Chevy, oh, Chevy's way better. Chevy, Ford, way better. I love those remote starters. Never had a problem with them. The Blazer that I have, you can remote start the whole thing with all the doors open. You open the doors, guess what? It stays remote started. On Toyota's website, they say that the remote starter shut off is a safety feature. But you know what? Guess what? On any other vehicle, when you go to hit the key and your foot's not on the brake and there's no key, the car's going to shut off anyways, because it's just, guess what? That's the safety feature. It needs the key there. So for anybody that thinks, oh, on a push button start, if it's remote started, somebody can just get in and drive off. No. It's so inconvenient. It's so terrible. And then it's on the lock, so you press the lock like 3 times. So that's not challenging other than the timing. You have to get the timing just right. So you press it once, twice, 3 times, and hold. So if your timing isn't quite right, it's not going to start. Where a lot of these other ones is like you press a lock once, you press a lock twice, and then you press a remote start button and hold it. Just so much more consistent and easier. My Chevy, my Ford. My Ford, what it would do is it had a 2-way system built into the remote. It had a little LED light on it that if it didn't catch the remote starter, it would blink a red light. But if it caught the remote starter, it would blink a green light. That's a high-end remote starter system as far as I'm concerned. But so many of the other ones just basic, and you cross your fingers that it started unless you look out the window or something. I tried using it through the watch, and I never could get it to work off the watch. There's just too many app hangups right now. It's just Toyota's app is garbage, and then they want to charge me $8 a month after a year or something to keep it. I'm good. I can't even use it right now that it's free. How far behind most automakers are on electronics just completely always surprise me. So I use remote starts winter or summertime. Like on a hot day, remote starter, right? We got a baby. Remote starter. Summertime, cool it down, thank you. They're like super convenient. We're terrible for global warming because we just remote start it all the time. But on the Toyota, it was just complete oversight when we got it. Didn't realize how much of an inconvenience it would be. All the other remote starts I've had, I've never had any type of gripes with. They've all been fine. This one, garbage. How do you like the Sienna? Other than the remote start, it's pretty cool. There's a few things that are definitely like really outdated on it. The biggest one is like the backup camera, but it at least has CarPlay and Android Auto. So silver lining is you plug in your phone, it looks like an up-to-date system minus how pixelated the screen is. It's got a comfy ride. It's nice light steering, super easy to drive. It doesn't feel as big as an SUV, but it's got all the space. It's got lots of practical storage. It ticks all the right boxes on a minivan. The sliding doors, come on, who doesn't like sliding doors? So we're really happy with the van. There's just those few things that drive us absolutely crazy. Canon. You just gotta run out early and start the thing before you leave? I do regularly now. I have to go out to the van and start it. And the other thing is, when it's started and you get out of the vehicle, the key unlock and lock no longer works. So like, let's say I got in it, I started it, I walked out of the car, I closed the door, the driver's door is unlocked, but if I didn't think to unlock the rest of the car, so like my wife is gonna go and load the baby in, then we have to make sure that we went over to the driver's door, opened it up, and physically hit the unlock button. None of the remote features work at that point. Super obnoxious. We started our Tundra from our airplane in 0-degree weather, 5 miles away, ran it 3 times before we made it to the truck, set it up with Google, it's so easy. Key fob start sucks. I'll have to look into the Google tip, even though we're both on iPhones. I'd imagine there's something that we can do, but it's just, the app is complete garbage right now. The key will work, it will turn it doesn't. Or at least when it's on, I'm hitting lock and unlock, it just doesn't work. So a lot of times she's running out with the baby, I have the key, and then I press and hold the van or the door thingy to open it up, and it just doesn't work. Take it back to the dealership, get them to code the features you want. Will they do that? Will they actually change it, all those little things? Because there's so many like safety features that aren't safety features as far as I'm concerned. Super dumb. Okay, we've been running about Toyota for a while now. It should. I'm totally new to Toyota, so I have no idea what I should expect or not. Just like I've talked to other people about the remote starter, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's normal." And I'm like, "Great." Okay, so we're gonna load up Film Cut here, and we're gonna pull up. I'm sitting down for an actual reason, not just to take a break. So we need Tint. What year is this? I don't know for sure, but it'll give me a range. Chevy. And then we need a Cruise. What? Shut up. Hang on. Is it actually not here? This is why I bought a plotter, but they don't have it. Uh, 16. I am way too far forward. They have to have this thing. I am way too far forward. Cruise Sedan, Cruise Limited. What's that give me? Let's find out. That is definitely not a hatch. This is why I got a plotter. We assume too much sometimes. They got a City Express van. They got the Colorado. They got the Cruise Sedan and the Cruise Limited. Oh, yeah, it says Sedan right there. 16. 17? This is where you go hunting. Chevy. Cruise. Oh, there it is. 19. There we go. We found it. See, we found it. We got it, boys. So we take the back window. Let's see where we're at with the 24. Yeah, this is the Cruise hatchback. I just assumed that they had it because, like, how do you not have a Cruise in your lineup? They got it, though, so we're all good. Oh, come on, let me just... That little in-between. See, it jumps too much. Alright, what are we gonna do here? I just want to do a 24, so what I'm gonna do is front doors left and right. We're just gonna cut them out like this, and then we'll do the back doors. No plotter problems here. This makes your life easy. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. This doesn't matter. Okay, we're just gonna do that. We're gonna do 24, and we're just gonna cut them all out that way. Oh, wait, we can't, because they're different shades. So we gotta do a... Oh, that reminds me anyways. Yeah, this is 35%, so we gotta do this on the short roll. So let's cut that out. Let's cut these out. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so we had 35 and a long roll. We need 35 and a short roll now, which will be this one right here. I need my windows. See, this is why we have second mouse over here. Oh, I moved it. Oh, I'm so dumb. Never mind. Wait, I can Windows. So, if you have two monitors, you can move things from one window to the next by Windows that and that. And oh, there we go. It did work. What?
David Weimer super chatted $2. Why it?
David with the 2. Wait, why are we waiting? What happened? Okay, so we're on 63 grams, which means that we need to lower this to like 54. And we do that, and then we can move it. Enter. So that should be all set up. What mistake? I don't make... Why? Don't cut the short roll. I tried. Why? I don't get it. Try to move the quarter pattern down out of the top. What, are these ones wrong? Like these What? It doesn't cut the... I don't know what you guys are talking about. So some of these are wrong? I'm so confused right now. I'm just gonna cut them. I'm just gonna cut them. Screw you guys. Oh, we hit the button. It's doing some stuff. Think you can fit it on a big roll, but the front doors are 35, so we have to do it on a short roll. And the other reason why I'd choose to do a short roll right now is not to save film. It's so I have a space to put a short roll on a glass board. Oh, it's not doing my kick out here. That's annoying. No! Mean way. Screw you guys. My stream. Yeah, this wasn't a safe film though. If there were like other patterns that fit instead of these ones, if it's just about getting them lined up, that doesn't bug me so much. I was trying to get it to adjust with the scroll wheel and it just wasn't. First day. All right, what is that? First day in the new shop, lots of drive-by traffic and excited. Nice. Hold a sign up outside and be like, I'm here now. No, that's super cool. Good luck, sir. Okay, so this is for the passenger side. What do you think? You think it's gonna fit? I hope so. We bought a plotter so we won't be saving any film. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's not the film waste that gets me. It's the patterns that don't fit. It's the time. That's why. So, if I had more space on that table, I'd use a 36-inch roll. I'd get it all to fit. It'd be fine. If it was the same shades, especially. I'm just doing this the way I'm doing it right now because I need to do some cleaning. So it's just to save some space. Plus, happened to be the right choice for the front anyways. I just hope that they fit. That's all. If they came off a plotter, why would they fit? Well, what we're hoping is this is the main reason that I was on board with the plotter, because I can spend a long time on quarter windows. Similar to this, these ones aren't too bad, but they are tight, so they're tedious to cut out. And I can tell you right now, that is amazing. That's perfect. That's 100% beautiful cut right here. No gaps. Laid in there, super easy. Point to the plotter. So the only mistakes was I didn't quite know the year of the car. And took me a little bit of time to find. But they didn't have the hatchback for very long. There we go. Look at that. She's done.
P1Lo_0F_SH1T super chatted $4.99. What's up, man?
Pile. Pile, things are good. Thank you. Thank you so much for the 5. What's up, man? Oh, just messing around with the plotter. But it's actually working. How's the K5? Still good, I hope. Every tinner. Oh, gotta make sure I don't click on it. Every tinner after buying a plotter be like, how did I live without it? They're helpful machines for sure. I still am not incredibly stoked about it. Like, it's okay. But if the more you kind of like add it and make it into a part of what you do, the more helpful that it'll be. It'll take some getting used to. But there's this stick to what you know versus kind of branching out and trying to adapt certain services. That can be a challenge. And there comes a point after you've been doing this for a long time, it's where people get really stubborn, including me sometimes, where you get to a certain point and you're just kind of like, I've tried all these other things, I just want to stick to what works right now rather than waste a bunch of time. Because as you get older, you realize that you don't have as much time as what you'd like. God, that got super deep. So, it is what it is. Love the hoodie. Oh, thank you. It's the latest Geo Tint Wiz collab. Just dropped. You can actually find it on TintWiz. Tintwiz.com. Would C2 or Pro Classic be hazy? No, both of them will be good. I like both of those on a windshield. We have the Pro Nano, but I wouldn't be using that film if I thought it was hazy. God, that would drive me crazy. If I got to the point where I'm like, I was upselling films into things that I thought was less of a draw, like, ugh, no. Don't use the film if it's hazy. This shiz will drive you crazy. I agree. Do you still have a Film Cut promo code? I do. Tint Studio. Use that, and you get a free month. So, plotter software. That should bring it up. Plotter software. Dang it, it's broken. I'll pull it back up there. But yeah, Tint Studio is the promo code. Just got a plotter today, ready to set it up. Nice, very nice. Use the good blade. So, this blade, at least, I don't know, this is the blade that I got with it. I got like 3 little ones, so hopefully they include this one too. This blade is what I use, a really, really good blade with it. I tried it, it didn't work. What? That's so dumb. Canon. Plotter software. Okay, maybe without a space, because if anybody's trying this promo code, it should just be working. So if it's not, maybe all lowercase, I don't know. Message their chat, they're really fast to get back to people, but it's a way to get a free 3-month or free 30 days. So if that's, I told them to put it there in like a number of situations too. GoPro. because when you're trying to type something, like caps, that, like if that impacts the promo code at all, that kind of stuff drives me crazy. Did anybody get through to the Gila install hotline where they have actual tinters standing by at all times, ready to help you tint your windows? Do you put Tint Studio when it asks register the software? No. So this is like on the website itself. You should be able to like check out with a promo code or something. Not in the software. As far as I'm aware. So message their chat, because that's actually something I'm curious about. I can message them later, but like. Fucking promo codes, man. I hate promo codes. I really do. It's like, there's like 500 ways to track things, and they all kind of suck in their own way. Unless you just like sell something yourself. So promo codes are like extra stupid. I have another class in 20 minutes. What class? Is it a tint class? Okay, so we need to cut out the back. So we need, what? Let's just use a 24. Yeah, I'm over it. Let's use a 24 again. It's all set up. Got through, couldn't understand them. Wait, do they use just a generic? That makes sense, but like, do they really use like a generic foreign call center to help? Because that's actually really funny if they do. Can't get through, can't understand him. I guess we're gonna have to call them and see what happens. That's really funny. All right. So, desktop. We need this. Where is my... is that? And then we're going to take the rear ones, which... Fixed. Whenever they just say fixed, that makes me feel more confident in the patterns, even if they don't work. I'm like, well, at least they tried. So can we just hit cut? It's not cutting. Why is it not cutting? GoPro. There we go. Did I forget? I hate that. Oh, there we go. I had to push the button again. So I have a workhorse plotter. It's 51 or 52 or whatever. It fits 40s. That's the most important thing there. Fits up to like 40-inch roll. Not going to fit a 60. And you hear how it's nice and quiet? That is something I took for granted. I always assumed plotters were like that. We watched Ryan Mayer's channel the other day, and he had a cheaper plotter. He bought it a while ago. So like last year, he had a cheaper plotter with a servo motor. Oh, no. A stepper motor. That thing was obnoxious as all get out. So I would love to revisit that. You should speed that sucker up. We just got it to a point that seems to be pretty consistent. So now we can get into faster speeds. All right, let me send them an angry message. If you already use the promo code, then I don't think it would let you use it again, but I don't. It's not my promo code to set up or anything. I have no idea. Just contact them. Be like, Matt is angry at you right now. He wants you to give me 30 days free. He's on stream. And he said the promo code should be working, but it's not. And he wants you to fix it. And believe me, they'll fix that shit. What's the speed and force? It's like... So this one's a little weird. As far as speed goes, it says 204 millimeters a second. So on most, it was like you have like 20 or something like that. So the force on this one is 54 grams, 204 for the speed right now. So if you're using that plotter, yes. If you're using like something that's a little bit more sophisticated, those numbers are going to be way weird. Who won the keg? To be honest, I don't remember the name. I'm not 100% sure, but somebody won. I'm talking to their chat right now, probably getting blown up. Good. What's funny is they asked me about the Workhorse 2. They're like, do you want to check out the Workhorse 2? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. But can I tell you a little story before that? They're good people, okay? They're good people. They're really excited about plotters and everything. But what's just funny is like sometimes just the cart before the horse a little bit is happening. So like they were all like they sent me the Workhorse 1 and then they were like Workhorse 2, Workhorse 2, Workhorse 2. And I was like, I just got the 1. Now you're telling me it's outdated. But then come to find out there were problems with the Workhorse 1 or Workhorse 2, but they've been resolved. And I was just like, wow. Crank the speed. Maybe on the back window. I really don't want to screw up. Because we only use it here and there. So I like just having it there, and when we want it to work, it seems to be working now. But maybe for kicks and giggles, we'll push it. What happened to the photochromic tint? It didn't like heat. So anytime it was sitting out in the sun, it would just go clear, which kind of defeats the purpose altogether. Faster cuts better. I know the theory behind it, and I'm willing to try it. Just sometimes when you get something that wasn't working to a stage of working, you don't want to screw with it anymore. Okay, so this pattern is real close to not fitting. But I think if we scooch it just right, there we go. That fits. Just barely. So not as good of a pattern. This is where you'd want to go back to a plotter. You'd want to resize it. Just make it teeny bit bigger. One click up, and then you'd be super happy with it. But they don't have that ability yet. And I think that's a big problem. You shouldn't have to do it, but not having that ability, that's like one of the biggest features that most people are going to use. Close to not fitting equals perfect. No. Yes and no. Like, we can get it, and that's fine. I'd like it just a hair bigger, though. Because that actually makes it a little bit more installation friendly. You have the space here for that to work. Yeah, really, really close to not fitting, but it does. Cool. So let's install the other one. And then, was this shrunk? Yes, we did. A little bit. It makes me extra nervous on the other side. Because if one side lined up and it was super close, then the other side should also be the same, but not necessarily. What do you recommend for close to legal temp, but still dark? Your state limits are different in every state, so I can't really say. Here in Michigan, there's nothing that you can do. But what most people end up doing is 35% if they want to stay on that safer side. %35 is kind of this really nice sweet spot where the goal is they want to be able to see you, and 35 kind of lets you float in that realm. But if they pull you over, then you can absolutely get a ticket for it. But again, some states that's perfectly legal. Florida, that's fine. 70%. 70%, yeah. That's basically saying nothing. That's the point. Anything that's not factory is considered illegal at that point. Michigan does allow tints with a doctor's note, but some of them are, aw, this one's much better. See, this has the overlap that I was talking about. Made the installation much easier. Everything lined up a little bit quicker, and I have just the right amount of overlap. See, make it just a little bit bigger. This one's better than the other side. But both actually work. See, that makes no sense to me. I think that's one of the dumbest state rules ever. I'm in Michigan as well. Okay, so 35, if you're concerned about that. The biggest thing is to blend in. The more you blend in with everybody else, so you could even get away with 20% most of the time. It's just like, if you want a sporty car, you're already standing out. So if you like have a truck or an SUV, like an F-150 or something where just they're used to seeing it, lots of people do it, then it's not really that big of a deal. It's when somebody wants to have something that is just like a head turner, that'll get you in trouble. Do you like the orange turbo or the pink turbo? I like the pink one and the green one better than the orange. I misplaced it. I've been using them and I put them down somewhere and picked up an orange one, so we've been using the orange one a little bit. But I like the softer ones. They're all good in their own way. The thing about the softer squeegees is they kind of form to the glass a little bit better. When you're trying to like get that quarter in place without disturbing it too much, you just lighter, softer squeegee will help you put a little bit more pressure on it and just form to the glass. Where a harder squeegee, you have to put a lot more pressure to get it to curve. Have you ever done PPF or wrap? I have. Just a little bit of graphic work, not like full wraps. But I've done a fair amount of PPF, and I'm not a fan. It was kind of relaxing having like a vehicle all to yourself for like a couple of days when you don't have to worry about anything else. But there are really frustrating cars to PPF. So the more curves that you have on like a bumper and bigger the piece, the more expensive that is if you fail. Kind of like a windshield. But a windshield is far cheaper than a PPF bumper, like a window tint windshield. So I wasn't ever a super big fan of it, but on the easier cars it was great. Is a plotter worth it for me just starting out? 100% yes. Plotter when you're starting out is actually super helpful. But it'll also kind of cripple you too a little bit, so be careful. If I were to teach people, we would cut out a bunch of patterns on a plotter, and I would just have you go through and install. So with a plotter, you can just cut everything out, and you're already halfway there. So then all you have to do is shrink and then install. Where it'll kind of cripple you is if there's a brand new car or something that's not in your software, and then you have to look it up, and then like, I don't have it. So what? I can't do the car? That would kind of suck. So you have to actively teach yourself hand cutting alongside it, or else you kind of screw yourself that way. But it'll definitely speed you up. It's worth it. It'll get you way far along really quick. That's one way we would teach people in a busy shop. We would teach them how to run a plotter. We would teach them how to prep. They become very efficient with just helping keep the pace. And then because they were good at doing that, now we have some extra time to actually teach them installation. And then you start teaching them hand cutting on the side. So it was a really good way to bring people in and not overwhelm yourself. I see the tape is from Lowe's. Is the clear stuff from Lowe's as well? It is. Carpet shield. That's a Home Depot link, but you can also find it at a bunch of places. All right, so we got to cut out this back window. So I need like a quick key. Maybe I should have a Stream Deck or something at this point. So we're going to get rid of these. We're going to grab a window here. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this. Should be able to just continue. Oh, wait, I don't want that one. Oh, it's going. Cool. We should probably run over there and babysit it. Once I get my windows back here. Add another voice command. Yeah, I just have to rearrange a window. Oh, no. I think we just barely got it. Oh, God, it's so close. Look at this. This always will make you terrified. See this roller? It's just... Oh, it's so close to just being a disaster. I think this thing constantly tracks to the left a little bit. I've straightened rolls a number of times. I don't cut out a ton of cars, but I think at this point, it's safe to say this one with these rollers are tracking to the left a little bit much. There are tension things on the back that I can adjust to maybe fix that. I don't know. I really don't know if I can adjust it. I thought you were going to speed it up. Yeah, and then I got distracted. There's a lot of things I'm supposed to do, and then 2 seconds later, it skipped my mind. Disappointed. Maybe we can ruin a piece of film. If I get reminded, I'll cut another one. I'll just make it really fast. Maybe we'll screw this one up. We had enough super chats for gas that we can put that gas money just towards wasted tint. Bye, David. Thank you for all the supers today. Much appreciated. Have a good class. No, but my chat keeps telling me about, we were talking about gas, and then they're just like, here's gas money. And I'm like, I wasn't asking for gas money. Other people were talking about gas prices. What would you charge to tint on the plotter and send it to me? Just order from Tint Zoom. It's not something I have the time to do. And then I'll go and sit in front of the computer and we'll watch videos. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a tricky one to shrink without trimming it very much, because of the wiper will get in the way a little bit because it's oversized right now. And the spoiler pretty much butts up right against the glass. So I think we got enough room to make it happen. We just got to be really careful. You ever just look at this and go, too scattered. Need internet for software work. I have Starlink, internet beta, so dip sometimes. Yeah, most of them are going to need an active internet connection. Or you can do a phone hotspot. Does the shank work on this one? We could try it. He said as he forgets. All right. Still gritty up here. But we got what? We got everything else done on this. Those quarters now went from being kind of a tedious annoyance to being like a relaxing sit-down coffee chat while we cut stuff out. That's nice. I like that. I can get behind that. I wouldn't say it really saved me a lot of time, but it definitely could. It made it more relaxing today. I didn't give it a chance to save me a lot of time though. Oh yeah, see? Shank. We're gonna... Does it work on this one? Hey! Look at that! So this is a little wet. I'm just gonna kick some air under that. Kind of dry it out. What do you use underneath the film? Right now I got a dryer sheet. Snuggles. So, snapping a back window, you're not really going to do it. You're just going to shrink it. But there is like a little thing that you can do. Like, it's basically snapping. But I don't just call it snapping. I just kind of throw some air under there and curl the film towards the edge when I feel it's appropriate. So kind of get most of it shrunk, and then at the edge, if you want to, you can snap just the edges, but I wouldn't necessarily just call it that. Yeah, definitely tint over the borders. If you don't, you're going to have a really horrendous light gap. There's going to be too much contrast there. So while you still have like a silver line, dot matrix border line on the outside, that's far better than leaving any type of a gap there. It looks too obnoxious any other way. Have you tried using a soap bar? A little bit. We did on stream. We did like a 50-50 comparison. I just don't remember it very well. Soap bar should work well. Also, check out dry shrink prep. That's a good solution too. Alright, so we gotta... Oh no. Oh, that's where... There's no fault there. That's where the cut connects. It's my bad. Oh, that's where it connects too. Got that. I think it did a cut on pull. Did it? I don't remember. I think it did. Much better. That's great though. Yeah, a lot of people like DSP. So there's a couple of ways to go about doing this back window without a plotter. I know I kind of just like cheated you guys out of seeing a hand cut back window on something like this. So if you're trying to figure out how to do a spoiler, I do this basically would guess trim the film on the inside, or I'd basically guess trim the film and then just try and butt it up against it. So you're kind of just like rounding off the other things. Another way to do it is to gently tuck the film way overlapped up here, make a small cut right here, but it's so pinched it's really tricky to do on this one. So you'd make a small cut, make a relief cut, and then cut this way, and then cut this way, and then it should just kind of line up. But we've done quite a few hatchback windows, all hand cut start to finish, so just gonna take it easy. Just gonna take it easy. Ooh, we got a router. Nighthawk. It's a good router. Routers matter. If you want good internet, get a good router too. The Nighthawk one. Those are pretty good. I like Asus. Asus. I like both of them. We should have hung this up. I forget. Look. We'll throw... Is this gonna stay? Oh, look at that. That just lines up perfect there now, doesn't it? I'm sure they'd be very proud right now. Let's take off this little square, though. I think we've had this since yesterday. Very nice. What do you have the wrap for? Oh, I do have wrap over there. So the vinyl was in the studio colors because I wanted to cut out that Detroit Tint Studio logo and put it somewhere on the wall in the showroom. But then I put a bunch of hexagons on the wall, so I'm a little undecided where I want to put it, but I do have it in case. I should get a clay bar here. I just don't think I have any clean ones on hand, but it'll still work. I just gotta find one. It's something I forgot to do. How do you describe the different films that you have to customers? Oh, there's one. Oh, good Lord. So as far as describing them, I'm not super great, but I do try and bring them up. So I'll often say, this is my entry. I also offer carbon and ceramic films. That's taking like appointments over the phone. And then when they come in for the appointment, that's when I show them the heat box. So that's the easiest way for me to describe it. It's like these films are both great, but they have added heat rejection. So basically what that means, and then you go into a little
Vicar
spiel
super
on...
chatted $5. Need your advice.
Vic with the 5, need your advice. Well, you should have added it to the super chat. Thank you. I'll look out for it, but that would be the perfect time to ask. Thank you. What's up, man? Oh, there it is. Dang, that's a big one. Canon. Wow. Oh, no wonder you didn't add it in the super chat. That is just a big one. So I had XR Plus installed by a pro shop. It's been 2 weeks. The dot matrix looks like shit. And the defroster lines are all lifted and separated. I have 3 to 5 small bananas. I feel confident enough to try and fix it myself. What advice would you have to fix the defroster lines? Should you turn on the defrosters and go over it with a heat gun? Also, what about the banana? What kind of vehicle? No problem. This is actually really good, straightforward. First off, everybody in the chat is going to tell you to take it back, and I 100% agree. This is something that I would make the shop aware of first. So, what kind of vehicle? I'd imagine it's a Challenger, Charger, or 300. Lexus RCR. Oh, RCF. All right. Really? That's why you went with XR Plus. So, this is a 2020 Lexus RCF. Oh, I like these things. These are sick. Super cool car. Dang, I like these. These are super cool. This is probably one of my favorite cars. I think the styling on this is just great. Maybe the grill's a little big, but look at that. That is just a cool looking car. This is it, right? The RCF. Yep, I remember. I've done some of these. That's going to be a kind of a hard one to touch up on the back because you don't have a lot of space. I would first bring it back. So it's the white one. Oh, good color choice too. Maybe we can find the back window here. Because I don't think there's any type of big dot matrix border on it. I think it's just a standard one. So this one's tinted. You can kind of see, like some of them you get, you should have like a nice little dot matrix border around it. That, whatever silvering that does, that's just gonna kind of be how tint is. You can warm it up and try and press it down to look a little bit better, but it's not gonna look black out. But as far as any bubbles on top of the defroster lines, that shouldn't be there. So what a shop would probably first try and do is heat up those spots and then press it down. But sometimes that doesn't exactly fix it after it's been sitting for a little while. But that's what I would first try, is to maybe cut like a little relief on the defroster line itself right at that spot so the air has a place to go, or else it'll just balloon back up. Heat it up and then press it down. As long as they're easy to get to, because the lower you go on this dash, or sorry, on the back window, it's going to be really tricky to try and fix just those, like, because you just don't have a lot of space to get there. But I would 100% bring it back to the shop and make them aware that that's a thing and ask them to fix it. Because XR Plus, 2020 Lexus RCF, yeah, this should absolutely be fixed. I wouldn't allow that on like a Charger, right? That would be fixed before it went out the door. So turning on the defrosters ahead of time This might be one of those cars where that'll help, but it's on the shop. They should just own it and fix it. I wouldn't. The thing is, I'd be a little apprehensive about trying to fix it first, because if you go to try and fix it, they're gonna say, "Oh, you messed." They might say, "Oh, you messed with it." So it's kind of on you at that point. So that's where just leave it alone. Take it back to them. Go like, look, because it might have been an unintentional mistake, anyways. So maybe they're just a busy shop. They tinted it. Everything looked good. Those spots were kind of full of water, but as it dried, then maybe it would. What am I trying to say? Sorry, I'm listening to comments too. You know what I mean? Like, just giving them the benefit of the doubt. So, yeah, people are saying take it back. It's a standard dot matrix, but isn't even lifted in some spots, totally not visible in others. And I wish there was a better way to explain that. I wish there was a way to make that more consistent. Sometimes it's just the luck of the draw, but it sounds like you'll get a new window anyways.
Vicar super chatted $20. Thank you, Matt.
Aw, thank you for the 20. You're very welcome. Glad we could talk about it a little bit. Yeah, a lot of people are saying take it back. That's my first thing. Take it back, but there's a lot of little nuances there. So your main concern that they can handle is going to be those air pockets on the defroster lines. Even me, if I tinted it, and it's just kind of luck of the draw. Sometimes the dots will lay down and stick, and some areas won't. They usually dry out even, but it's one of those things where, like, you can heat it up after the fact, try and press it down and get it to stick a little better. But, like, even on a car like this, I just...
Plotter Depot super chatted $100.
Plotter Depot.
Hey, Matt. One of your viewers said
Oh,
they had an
dang.
issue with the coupon code. We just tested it and it's working fine now. Thumbs up. We think it was a website cache issue.
Dang. Plotter Depot. Coming in strong with $100. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Glad you guys got that solved. Okay. I was hoping there wasn't a problem with the coupon code, because last thing we all want, I know, is for people to just try and type it in. It should just work. So thank you for fixing it. And I much appreciate the super chat, too. I told them to go in there and harass you guys a little bit. That was great. I appreciate it. Man, live's so much fun for stuff like that. They have good customer support. They really do. They try and stay on top of everything. So that means a lot for them to come in here and do something like that. I'm glad you guys got it resolved. But yeah, I told them to give you guys a hard time. Yeah, so earlier, there's a 30-day trial. If you want to try out FilmCut, you can just try it for 30 days, no commitments. And the code wasn't working, so somebody wanted to try it out. And speaking of Plotter Depot, looks like all the patterns seem to work good today. So, yay. Yay on FilmCut. because everything on this is all covered. I'm pretty happy with it. Looks good. And we'll have a nice clean tint job. What software? Plotter software. There we go. I dropped the link. So, dropping the link back in chat again. It's called PRECUT. You can find it at plotterdepot.com. You can check it out. There's a free 30-day trial. So if you're already using something, you have a plotter, there's no commitments to it. If you guys just want to check it out, see what it's like, there you go.
Mark Patel
Oh,
super
dang.
chatted $2. Hey Matt, can you look at my chat please on Advic?
Mark Patel with a 2. Thank you. Okay, so the question is, Canon, do you ever have a customer complain about a bad tint job, then want a refund with the film on? They won't let you remove it, but threatens to take you to court and then acts like a Karen. There was one really horrible customer that I remember that actually did take a shop to court over it, and there was some like weird settlement out of it. I don't quite remember. I think they sided with the guy that had the issues, because generally courts will be, at least around here, they'll usually side with customers over anything else, and that's really annoying. But, you know, it can happen. I personally haven't had that happen where I had to deal with it, but my rule would pretty much be no refund without taking the film off, because I'm not going to tell you what to do. I wouldn't just issue a refund at that point, but no, I gave her 170 because she kept harassing me. Oh, dang. Dang. Then she's just going to keep trying to yoink you until you give her all the money then, I think, at that point. It depends on what that annoyance is worth now at this point. Okay. There's a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of people that are just going to tell them to, like, screw off. And you absolutely can do that. And I would have suggested kind of doing that in the beginning and not giving any money unless they take you to court. Their parents own an automotive shop. They have a bad reputation. Oh, so it sounds like they just regularly do this. They're one of those places that just have no care for other businesses and then just try and get everything for free and whatever. Yep. I know what you're talking about. That's a bummer. That's a super bummer. I don't really have a lot of good advice for you on that one. It's just kind of like, what are you willing to deal with? How much is that money still worth to you to just make them go away? But at the same time, it kind of sets a principle too, but you already gave them money back anyways. I don't think there is a great answer. I really don't think there's a great answer, because if you hang on to it, I mean, they could try and take you to court anyways. For even if you refund them the money, they can take you to court for any which reason. So you could just have a firm stance of ignoring them. If they want to do that, that's fine, but know that they might actually do it, and then you have to go deal with that too. Some people are just blowing smoke and won't do it. Like, so I told the customer she kept harassing me for a week while I'm in college in class and kept texting me to court. I would get 5 charges on her. Jesus Christ. You're just going to class too. You're not even like, I mean, I'm assuming you're just tinting on the side or something, not an actual shop. There's a lot there. I don't know, man. That sucks. That sucks a lot. I would have just blocked the number. But yeah, for most people, no refunds without taking your film off. And that means extra work for you, still lost material, so why not just get a refund? Because it kind of sets a precedent for your shop that if somebody is irritating enough, they can get a free tint job. Most people would not take advantage of that. But you don't want to really give the opportunity for that to happen. So you kind of want to take a firm stance that, like, yeah, you can't go to any store and argue with them until you get a refund and keep any product. So there's other companies that have to deal with this. Like if you're a painter, what do? I'm not even sure, because it's not like you can pull the paint off the walls. But in the window film business, you can at least take your film off. But I would not issue a refund until the film is off the car. And then if they don't want it, they're being irritating to the point, and just block their number. That's probably what I would have done in the beginning. And then if they actually want to take you to court over it, then whatever. People can take you to court for any which reason. But that sucks. I'm sitting on the side, but I've done at least 20 cars. Yeah, so that's super unfortunate that you got put in that situation. That's no fun. You'll be better for it, though. But situations like that want to make everybody quit.
Mark Patel super chatted $5. More squatted trucks and shields, and I started at 18 and I'm 19 now, but your videos motivated me and I'm pretty good at tinting cause of you.
Aww. Cannon. Dang! Mark with another 5. More squatted trucks and shields. I started at 18 and I'm 19 now, but your videos motivated me pretty good at tinting because of you. That's super cool. Glad to hear it. Thank you for the 5. I really appreciate that. That sucks that you were put in a situation like that so early on. Most people don't have to deal with that, just on average, but it's still always a possibility. Most people have some type of decency, and it could be the pricing, could just be luck of the draw, but that type of stuff really makes you want to quit entirely. Like it's why a lot of people hate retail in general, is because like when you really care about the work that you do and you want to just provide a good service, and then you do everything that you can to do that, and then somebody still is just a complete ass about the whole thing, it's just like, why do I even try? It makes you want to quit. But more often than not, people are pretty reasonable. Like I said, I unfortunately don't have a great answer for you because it's a tough situation. What I would say is just do the best you can at this point. Refunds usually don't happen without taking film off the car, because in any other business or whatever, they're taking the product back. So, it is what it is. That sucks. No fun. So we got a couple of little air pockets that we got to touch up, and then this one will be all set. Pretty much on time today, so that's cool. Wow. That happened to us at the shop I work for. Customer came back and wanting a refund because it's too dark and blamed us for giving him dark tint. Then I'd pull the tint, give him a refund, and say sorry, and then just not tint the car again. Yeah, there's it's unfortunate, but it happens with every business. This is just a part of being a business. Every company's got to deal with this in one way or another. I can't tell you the amount of times that even like replacing windshields, right? Like if you get everything on there clean and it's in there, like how many problems can you have once the windshield is installed? They would have some customers coming back wanting a refund after like another rock cracked their windshield, and it's like, no, we can't do that. There were some customers that griped about the clarity of their OEM replacements. They're like, this windshield is not as clear. Like, it happens with every business in any amount of capacity. So tinting is very much just a superficial business. Somebody referred to us as the hairstylers of the auto world, and I agree with that. Canon. Dang, look at that. Looks so much better now, huh? That's why we did give them the money back, took off the tint. Customer wasn't happy, but saved us the headache. Yep. Because at that point, like, you don't want them as a client. You'd rather just have them go away. And it sucks to, like, oh, hey, I found it. I found the pink one. It was right here. It sucks to, like, have to do that. But it stands out in your head more than anything, too. It's hard to just kind of ignore. Tinting is pretty tough at first. Oh, yeah, it's super annoying at first. Window tinting cars is a super annoying skill to learn. That's why it costs what it does, and that's why there's not as many tinters as what there could be, because a lot of people will try this out and go, screw that. And as we saw in that video that I posted a little while back, a couple days ago, yeah, you can go through a lot of film just trying to tint your own car, and it's no fun. It's no fun at all. Okay, good, it's off. Just making sure. I gotta let them know that their car now is all set. And I think at this point, we're probably gonna end the stream a little bit earlier today. I am working on another video that I'm gonna be posting probably tomorrow. So I gotta record an intro for that one. And we should shout out some super chats too. I like having a chair here now. It's comfy. Stream elements. Because we had some support today. We actually had quite a few super chats today. Good God. Started talking about gas money. Okay. So thank you for all the support today. Big shout out to all the super chats. So Mark Plotter Depot with a big $100 super chat. Vic, Pile of Shiz, David, Doug, JDM, Daniel, David with just a bunch of them today. Daniel. Thank you guys so much for all the supers today. I greatly appreciate all of them. We always put it to good use. It was fun. First one of your lives, I made it to the end. Aw, all the other ones were boring. Got a Jetta coming in for the rear window removal. Hopefully it goes well. Oh, I hope so too. Jettas aren't fun anyways, let alone a removal. Is it going to be as funny as the last video? Oh, probably not. We set the bar too high. YouTube recommended is really tough. So YouTube in general is really tough. Let me just say that. Because you're constantly thinking of things that will hopefully perform well. And video is very different from live streaming. Do you know what's really funny is the thumbnail is still a Malibu. This is definitely a cruise. I took a picture of it too, and I just forgot to change it. Oh, damn. Well, it's hard. There aren't very many. He does have a sequel. So we're going to have to watch the sequel here before we know it. YouTube Studio. I want to put the TV up in the showroom, so I'll probably post a video and put the TV up in the showroom tomorrow. So let me just show you a little analytics on this. We'll do the sequel. We won't do that today, I don't think, but we will do a sequel. So if we go to this, estimated revenue is actually not bad on a video like that. That's much better than I thought. Is it really 40? Why does that still seem wrong? No. Maybe total, and then they take 45%. I got to do the math on this one. So here's the thing about YouTube is this is how a traditional video really performs. So this is okay. This isn't great. This is just okay. What you want to see is a video that kind of kicks out of this normal groove and starts shooting up. So this did 5,000 views. Estimated revenue is $41 off of this. All includes Google Ads, transactions, I made in a month, blah, 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 blah. RPM. Whoa. Oh, that's because this is holiday season. This number gets kicked way up in the holiday season. Okay. That's what I was going to say. Playback CPM right now is 23.29. That is bonkers. So basically what this means is for every 1,000 views, you get, so every 1,000 views, it generates $23.29. So that's basically advertisers are paying $23.29 as a whole for every 1,000 views. So you take that number, you multiply it by the views that the video did, which some are ad blocked video, some are premium, like that changes. So like, so it'd be 23.29 times, what is it, 5,000 views? Oh, no, for every 1,000 views, sorry. So you would multiply that by 5. And you then divide it by 55%. $64 is what you would hope it would be, but unfortunately, it's 41. So there's lots of breakdowns here. So they kind of show you everything in here. But so some videos that you post can do really, really well, but it's really hard now to get it into recommendations. This is the number to really look at right here. So impression click-through rate, and you can see initially when you post it, it's really strong. That's because everybody that is subscribed or likely to watch your videos gets shown at first, and then they start seeding out to more and more people, and then that number starts to decline. If you can keep a strong click-through rate, and that really is about the thumbnail and title to get people interested in watching. But if you look at this right here, 60 minutes, 14 people saw it in the last 60 minutes. It's a dead video at this point. It just goes flatline. So the only thing I could do at this point to save it would be to drastically change the title and maybe the thumbnail. I'm not super big fan of this, but I was trying to go for one of those like regular React thumbnails. So it's tough. It's tough to figure out what to name it. But I would be I try a bunch of different titles, and I don't have a clue what else to put in here that might get it to get clicked more, because there's a chance that you can still save it, but at this point it'll be really, really tough. So that kind of sucks. Kind of sucks a lot. But what you then do is then create another video and cross your fingers in hopes that that goes well. So when we're making these tint videos, like, this is what we're kind of thinking in the background a lot of times. Like when you put a lot of work and hours into making a video and you post it and it just kind of like flatlines, and then you do another one, it gets really discouraging. It's a game that you're always trying to play. So these live streams have been such a fun thing for me to do. I enjoy doing these way better than trying to play all that guesswork. So thank you guys for being here and adding a lot of fun to the streams. Has this happened to you while tinting? Is there a way we can make that better? At this point, I'm willing to change it to pretty much anything. Has this happened to you while tinting? It's drastically different. I'm wondering if we can make it stronger, because has this happened to you while tinting is just kind of like a boring question, but it does have like a little personality behind it. But this is where you have to like really think outside of the box. So the name that I gave it at first was like, I called it like Tint Disaster. I've never seen, or this is the worst I've seen, or something like that. Something that's really, really, and then I changed it to the absolute worst tint video. But with the laughing face, made it seem like it was a little bit more lighthearted than just like a terrible tint video, you know? And the comments have been great. The feedback and general retention. Ooh, that might. Male Karen freaks out trying to tint his vehicle. I like that so much better. Male Karen freaks out tinting his windows. That might be, because Karen's really strong right now. Male Karen freaks out tinting Polish Karen. Did we do that? Did we do Polish Karen? Polish Karen freaks out. I don't want to come off as offensive or anything. Do we need to even whittle it down that much? We could just say Karen freaks out tinting his vehicle, because shorter is better. So what would get you to click on this a little bit more? Freaks out. Should that be uppercase or lower? It doesn't matter. Nobody knows. So you good money on 3 million. 3 million views, you're doing great. So on the... Dude, I had a killer month with my Walmart video. The Walmart video got 1 million views is basically 8. Now it's more. Now it's more revenue. But like on a regular month with regular CPMs with like $8 RPMs basically, 8 million views is basically $8,000. That's a fantastic ad revenue month. So where this really becomes a problem on a channel in its entirety is the recent videos that you're pushing out. If you're doing anywhere from like 60 to 100,000 views, you're making decent, like pretty good money on YouTube. The hard part is breaking through this, like, I think 5 to 10K threshold to 50 to 100,000 views on the regular, and getting that just people are enjoying this, more people are watching this. This is really healthy for the channel, because the live streams, they sit at 1, 2 to 5, and YouTube will pick a random one and kind of boost it, and that one will generally do a little bit better. But the live streams the way that they help support is really from super chats, but it's not like a wah. So I want to try and figure out something that we can regularly do that just kind of works better. And this is a video I think that was generally pretty good. Could have looked a little bit better, but the idea is there. So this is fun. Soccer mom tinter car. See, Karen's is pretty strong. Can a Karen install Tint? So these are all good suggestions. It's fun to read through these. So we have like, let's see. Oh, that just got bigger. Let's see. The last video was hilarious. Thank you. I got an old Ford truck, the 70s. I want the back window, wanted tint strip on the windshield. I don't want to do classics right now. Let's see. Oh no, we're like way far down. Sorry. So Karen turns tinter. Soccer mom tinter car freaks out, but like it's actually a dude. It's like we're going so far over. So I like to keep it pretty out tinting his vehicle. I think that's pretty good. But it's already had that recommended boost. It's really about like, will this title change it enough so the few people that are seeing it are gonna click on it more, and then we're gonna start to see it be resurrected. That would be amazing. That's the goal. That's what I did with my Walmart video. So if we go back, wait, cancel. Oh no, let's save it. Let's do this. Karen freaks out tinting his vehicle. Tinting his car. Car is simpler to understand. Karen freaks out tinting his car. And then we might have to add a red arrow to like a thumbnail or something. They can help out. We'll give this a try. We'll see what happens with this in a couple of days. So this one right here. So crazy, right? This video in its entirety has done $5,600 in revenue, which is just bananas. But you got to understand, this is days of thinking and title changes right here. So thumbnail, I wasn't completely sure on either. And then what it was like Walmart window tinting, more heat, like block heat for less or something like that. Like it was really difficult to come up with. Or I thought a lot about it and I thought that was pretty, block more for less or something like that. Then I changed it and just nothing seems to be doing the job. And then I literally did this. Walmart ceramic tint should be illegal. And then you saw it over a couple of days start to climb and just take off like mad. Title was everything for this video. So when you have a good video, it really sucks that you have to put this much thinking into trying to title it, but it's so important for everything. And then you still don't know. So that's this graph here. So YouTube started recommending it. It just exploded. And then it kind of leveled off. And now it seems to be picking up just a little bit more. But you can see, like, YouTube recommended the crap out of it, and then they stopped. And it was basically just a faucet that they turned down. I don't know why. So as far as the reach goes, the click-through rate is starting to get a little better, which is pretty cool. So, but you can see right here, this is that big boom. Click-through rate was still not even that impressive. Like a 10% click-through rate is really good. 4% is not super strong. And then it kind of dwindled and dwindled. They couldn't find an audience, and then it just kind of casually gets fed. We might have another surge from it, which would be super awesome. But yeah, just some little behind the scenes. There's a lot that goes into any of this. Like I have no idea a lot of times what to post other than what to, like I don't know what to I brainstorm, think something funny, but then you think of something funny and you have to think of like how to sell it. and you go to like, that would be a good video, and then you make the video, and then you're sitting there like, what do I title it now? You almost need to think of a title first, and then make it as a video. Let's see, bigger text on the thumbnail. Yeah, bigger text on the thumbnail. Like, thumbnail text really does help. So adding something to the one that I have right now would probably help. Something simple, because there's a lot of people, like, if you just go to YouTube and just browse what's all recommended, like, there's a lot of times, there's Cocoa Melon. There's big, bold things. There's usually one or two things. And, like, one is kind of what's happening, and the other is, like, a reaction face or a recognizable thing, which that's why I'm always on the fence of putting my face on there. Because I know it's recognizable to, like, tinters, but the average person doesn't care. My favorite one is the one where you use the hair dryer for shrinking. Glad to hear it. Try Private Eyes. Private Eyes Tint Kit from AutoZone. They're better. Oh. I'll have to look at that. I still got some like static cling film I gotta play around with. I have a few Walmart films. I have the 2.5% I gotta play around with too. See, so like, good example too is 2.5. There's like 2.5% from Walmart, right? Let's just pull up a. Sure, let's just do that. Pretty sure this is how I originally found you, my Michigan friend. Thank you. Oh, glad to hear it. So, why did I bring up the calculator? Oh, yeah, 2.5%. So the 2.5% Walmart film is like, no, we did that wrong. It's 0.025, right? So that's 2.5%. You multiply it by 100, you get 2.5%. So if you want to make 1% or 0% tint, 0.0000, technically, so was it Ryan Mayer's channel? We watched the video where he had 0% window tint. That is a very clickable thing because it's like, how do you have 0% window tint or something like that? So the way to kind of introduce the Walmart 2.5% is to more frame it up as something that's more intriguing. So I thought what would be a really cool video is like making 0% window tint from Walmart or something like that. So if you do 0.025 times 0.025, you're like stupid dark. You're very 0%. Can you see through it still? Even if you do 5% times 5%, that's still 0%, technically. 0.0001%. Hang on one second. Hello, Tint Studio. How can I help you? Good. Okay. No, we don't offer that. We will install something if you bring it in. So if you have something that's halfway decent, we're more than happy to try and install it ourselves. It doesn't... Right. You can try and call around and maybe somebody that has some SunTech reflective, but there just aren't very many reputable companies making anything anymore. So it's kind of just one of those things that you find on eBay or Amazon. That's why most people don't carry it anymore. Yeah, exactly. It's like you just search for mirrored film. You can find tons of them. The problem that we all have is they're all kind of sketchy, so we don't know how long they're gonna last. And I wish I had something I could recommend you, but some of those films are just, they're so few and far between because most people don't get them installed anymore, so they stop manufacturing them. No, that's not true. You'll definitely be able to see out of it. So like there's a website, Omnique, that's a more popular one, but the films are just kind of some of the bright colors do fail pretty quickly. I know that for sure. I don't know about some of the, like the more like the less strong mirrored films. So like I know what you're talking about with that light Mercedes mirrored look, but it's yes. Oh wow. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I wish there was a more straightforward answer. It's one of those things where, yeah, it is the glass itself. It's like a laminate that they put in there, a reflective laminate. And as far as trying to find something, you could order one of those films that just doesn't look as strong, and I'd be more than happy to try and install it. I just can't guarantee anything long term. Yeah, they have lots of pictures on their site, at least Omnique does, and they'll show you lots of examples. I don't know for a fact if they've got that Mercedes style look, because some of them are pretty strong. But basically, like, you're going to be looking for like a light mirrored film that's in a lighter percentage, and that'll give you more of a chance to looking like a Mercedes. The glass is still going to be a little bit green. That's just how the glass is. So that put over it, it's going to be a little bit of like a green reflective, but like a very light green with the reflection behind it. It shouldn't stand out too bad. Uh, Generally speaking, most of the films are generally sketchy, so there isn't anything in particular to watch out for, other than just like maybe some of these companies or some of the films will have decent reviews that are a little bit more longer term. Because if I had something, I'd install it in a heartbeat. But there's, I could pull in any one of these films and just say it's got a 6 months warranty on it, and then you'd be back knocking at my door 8 months to a year later and say the whole thing faded and want a refund or something like that. Like that's where I don't feel confident in most of these things. Mm-hmm. Oh dang. Oh cool. Oh, okay. I don't do vehicle wraps. I specialize in window tinting. But I'd be more than happy to help out with any of the tinting things. Um, like vinyl lettering? Yeah, I could do some vinyl lettering. I could order it at like the material you want ahead of time, just like a bright white or a bright silver. I could work that out and try and do some lettering for you. I just haven't really wanted to. I've gotten into a little bit of vinyl wrapping, but I more specialize in window tinting, so I like to stick with that. Yeah, it's no good. I wish I had a better recommendation for you, but if you find something that you feel a little more confident in, I'd be happy to try and install it. Yeah, no problem. You have a good one. There was a guy that wanted like a reflective Mercedes look, and there just aren't a lot of good options out there. So it's kind of hard to recommend anything. Have you thought of commercial tinting? Yeah, for sure. I just don't want to do it. You're not gonna see any videos if I get into commercial tinting. like, or any streams, like all that's got to stop. So all this stuff comes at a cost. So I could pull in any number of extra services and try and go after vinyl wrapping, paint protection film. There's so many other services that I could attempt to get into. I'm familiar with paint protection film. I have some videos on the channel with paint protection film. It's just everything is its own business. So I don't really want to overextend into anything that's going to kind of take away from where we're at already. So I'm pretty happy with where things are at with window tinting. And as that begins to grow, we might add somebody here in the future to tint more cars and just set this up differently, but that'll come with significant demand. And right now, we don't have too much of it that we can't handle. So I'm having a good time just staying pretty chill, streaming and tinting what comes in here. But yeah, commercial tinting, the cars that, the people that come in to get their cars tinted, they generally have places to live. So letting them know that you do commercial tinting or residential, it's a great way to get into it. So, and I don't know, what, 8 to 12 a square foot? That's a good way to go. Alrighty, my dudes. I'm going to hop off here now, I think. It was a good stream. I appreciated this a lot. Hope you had fun. I will be back maybe tomorrow. There'll either be a live or a video tomorrow. I'm a little undecided, but I have something to record, and then we'll probably post a video tomorrow. And then I got a TV to put up. I do have another car coming in for Thursday, so we will be back on Thursday for another stream at some point. It's a full removal and retint with a windshield. So I don't know how much of that I'm going to stream, because streaming the entire thing is just kind of a lot. So I might see how the removal goes, and then we'll get to the rest of it. In the meantime, y'all have a good day. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for all the supers. And I will catch you later. Goodbye.